Just started the recording again, and here with a new room. I think I might just adjust my mic, and okay, that's it. So we are doing network services room. As you can see it here, learn about then enumerate and exploit a variety of network service and misconfiguration. I'll just join the room. I don't know what is there in this room. I have seen this, or maybe not. We'll save this for later. And Linux fundamentals are my weak point, but still we are going to solve this room. What is SMB? SMB, server message block protocol, is a client server communication protocol used for sharing, accessing to private printers, serial ports and other resources on the network. Wait a second, I'll just search about SMB. I searched about that. There is nothing in SMB. Basic things. Server make file system and other resources, printers, name pipes, APIs available to client. On the network, client computers may have their own hard disk, but they also want access to the shared file system and printers on the server. The SMB protocol is known as a response request protocol, meaning that it transmits multiple messages between the client and the server to establish connection. I don't know, but I think ping sends SMB request only. Actually, NetBIOS over TCP/IP as specified. RFC 1001, RFC 1002, Net BEI or IPX SPX. How does SMB work? Once they have established a connection, clients can then send commands to the server that allows them to access shares, open files and read and write files, and generally do all sort of things that you want to do on with a file system. However, in case of SMB, these things are done over the network. What runs SMB? Microsoft Windows operating system since Windows 95 have included client and server SMB protocol. Samba, a open source server that supports the SMB protocols, was released by Unix. Server message. What does SMB stands for? I think it is server message block. What type of protocol is? What the hell is this? We'll just stop this noise. What type of protocol is SMB? SMB is a response request protocol. Okay. What protocols do clients use to connect to the server? TCP/IP. What system does Samba run on? Unix. Enumerating SMB. Let's get started. Before we begin, make sure to deploy the room and give it the boot time. Okay, we have deployed this machine. We'll just wait a second for that. Okay, machine has started. Enumeration is the process of gathering information on target in order to find potential attack vectors and aid in exploitation. The process is essential for an attack to be successful, as wasting time with exploits that either don't work or can crash system can be waste of energy. Enumeration can be used to gather username, password, network information, host name, application data, service and other values. We have done enumeration a few times, and there are videos on my channel in which we have done a numerous amount of enumerations. SMB. Typically, there are SMB shared drives on a server that can be connected to and used to view transfer file. SMB can often be a great starting point for an attacker looking to discover sensitive information. You'd be surprised what is sometimes included on the shares. Port scanning. The first step of enumeration is port scanning. We'll use Nmap, enum for Linux. Enumeration for Linux is a tool used to enumerate SMB server shares on both Windows and Linux system. So enum option IP. Okay, enum for Linux option IP is what you need. Attacking machine, you can do it from GitHub. We'll just save this GitHub link somewhere. I think I need to download this enum for Linux. Conduct an nmap scan for the choosing of your choosing. How many ports are open? What ports is SMB server running on? Let's get started with enum for Linux. Conduct a full basic enumeration. For starters, with a workgroup, I'll just start my machine, and once I'll enum for Linux. Oh, there is enum for Linux, I think. -h. It is downloaded already on my attacker machine. We'll just run an nmap scan on this machine. I have started an nmap scan, and we'll just wait for 2 minutes, and I'll grab some water or something. Starting an nmap scan at 2029. I'll just exit this. Discovered open port. There are 3 ports open, and I don't know where is that SMB server running. About 59% done. We'll just answer one question till then. Conduct an nmap scan. 3. Oh shit. How many ports are open? 3. What port is SMB running on? Provide the port in ascending order. We'll just complete this scan once, and I think this is the ports that are on which SMB is running on, cause there are only 2 ports discovered, and I'll just enter this. If I am not, yes, it is. Let's get started. Conduct a full basic enumeration. For starters, with what is the work group name? So for basic enumeration, get group or member list G. While I haven't used enum for Linux since a long. We'll just stop this scan. I don't know why, but it is taking a lot more time than it takes in a usual nmap scan. I'll just write enum for Linux G and then enter the IP. Enter. A nice user interface here. Domain name is workgroup. We'll just answer this with workgroup row p. Yes, it is visible on the screen. What comes up as the name of the machine? Okay. Known usernames are given. Name of the machine getting bulleted. There is another command, I think, for to get the name of the machine. Get machine list. We are supposed to run all the commands, I think. Not implemented in this workshop. Sudo apt update. I think I have advanced version for this room. This room is way too much older than I think. All of the above basic enumeration will just run a basic all of the above enumeration on this website or web server. There are many things coming up. We'll just search for the machine name. Polo SMB is something which is active. Polo SMB, I think. It is correct. What operating system version is running? OS version is given here, not OS. OS version is given here. We'll just enter this OS version. It is 6.1. I think it is correct. What share sticks out as something we might want to investigate? Profile share, I think. It is correct. Basically, this mapping was okay in only profile share. In other share, it was denied or not applicable. I don't know why, but it is what it is. We are running a basic scan and it is taking a long time. Types of SMB exploit. While there are vulnerabilities such as CVE 2017 7494 that allows remote code execution by exploiting SMB, you are most likely to encounter a situation where the best way into system is due to misconfigurations in the system. In this case, we are going to exploit anonymous SMB share access, a common misconfiguration that can allow us to gain information that will lead to a shell. So SMB share location, name of the interesting SMB share, SMB client. Okay, I see what we are supposed to do. So the first answer is pretty easy. We need to add our IP or what IP? Acha, IP is given here. Secret user is suit, and what is the port on the default port? I think it is for default port it is A or something like that. I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, but .445 is the default port or something else. Yes, it is 445 only. Great, now you have got a hang of syntax. Let's have a go at try to exploit this vulnerability. You have the list of users, names, shares, and suspected vulnerability. Let's see if our interesting share has been misconfigured. Okay, I'll just do that and we'll just click complete here. I don't know what it is, why this scan is taking so much time today. I'll just exit this. We need to optimize our Kali Linux machine. So what we need is so we are my Kali screen is not, so we are supposed to use this username anonymous connecting to share we found during the enumeration stage, not applying a password. Does this share allow anonymous access? I'll just see. Is this SMB? We have done this before in an similar room. I'll just copy the IP of that machine that is present. Profiles, and we need to anonymously log in on default port. You anonymous. Yes, it gives us the permission. We did this, and the answer of this is yes. We got the permission. Great. Have a look around for interesting documents that could contain valuable information. Who can we assume this profile folder belongs to? I just ls sudo as admin successful cache gnupg bash rc. Who am I? Doesn't work on SMB server. LSL if L. Okay, working from home information.txt cat information enumeration.txt. Okay. We'll just find a command here, a good command. Status objective not found. I don't know what they. There is a catch, I think. Have a look around for interesting documents that could contain valuable information. Who can we assume this profile belongs to? Okay. Something like users or something, cache profile. There is a profile file. We'll just change this to profile. Change the directory. I think there is another command. I'm just stuck here. I know it is the most simplest way, I think, but let me just find it out and then I'll start the recording again. Tried endless number of things. As you can see here, I have tried many things, many commands I have tried, echo, and at the end I got this get command. I was running it on incorrect things like get profile or something, and later on I got this. As you can see, it is it was pretty tough. I don't know why, but it was. id@polo internalcoms.uk. I'll just enter this answer in my machine, not machine, in my room. Is it visible? Yes, it is visible. What service has been configured to allow him to work from home? Polo NC SSH. Okay, now we know this. What directory on the share should we look in? What directory? .ssh, I think. It is correct. This directory contains Authentication keys that allows a user to authenticate themselves on and then access a server. Which of these keys is most useful to us? Which of these keys is most useful to us? This directory contains authentication keys that allows a user to authenticate themselves on and then access a server. I think we have to get SSH a remote file thing. So I am stuck here. As you can see, we'll take a hint maybe. I took a hint previously, but I saw my OBS is not recording this, so I stopped the OBS once and we'll clip that part and started the recording once again. That's it. What is the hint? This is the hint you are looking for. What is the default name of an SSH identity file? What is the default name of an SSH identity file? I'll just default name of SSH identity file, and we'll search this. Private key. I don't know why it is giving us private key. Keygen maybe. I am just trying. Okay, so there is something in between. I'll what if I can log in as admin? Because I know the admin password. It is maybe admin 123 or admin, and most probably it will take a minute or two. This directory contains authentication keys that allow a user to authenticate themselves on and then access a server. Which of these key is most useful to us? So there are 4 keys that I have seen. RSA key is most useful to us, I think. Yes. Download this file to your machine. Change this permission to 600 using chmod 600 file, and now download this file to machine. Which file? .ssh file or IDRSA file? There was some disturbance, background noises. I don't know why it happens with me, but there were background noises. Ignore the noises that you hear in my background. Machine expiring soon. We have got this message. We are an hour in this room and still we have many tasks left. Download this file to your local machine and change this permission to 600 using chmod 600. How to download this file to our local machine? Okay, change directory /.ssh ls. Okay, so now we'll get id_rsa here. Okay, we got this. Cat id_rsa here, and there is a rsa key. I don't know where we have to download this file into your local machine. Change the permission 600 using to 600. Change the permissions to 600 using chmod 600 file. Chmod 600 and then id_rsa maybe. And now we use the information that you have already gathered to work out the username of the account. Then use the service and key to log in into the server. Now use the information you have already gathered to work out the username of the account. Then use the service and the key and key to log in into the server. Use the service and key to log in into the server. Log in as what? Admin, I think. Yes, we are supposed to log in as administrator. We'll just see users above. Administrator, guest, domain admins, and root bin. Most probably we need to download this file to your local machine. Which file? This file. Directory contains authentication keys and that allows user. And now use the information you have gathered to work out the username of the account. Use the information you have gathered to work out username of the account. Then use the service and key to log into the server. Use the service and key to log into the server. Username, IP share, app profiles, username, and service is SMB client SSH, something like that. I'll log in with SSH. Not this. We need to, I think, get this. See. Yes. Password. Enter. SSH. Username anonymous. Or username should be administrator, I think. Download this file to your local machine. Change the permission to 600 using the file chmod 600 file. Now use the information you have already gathered to work out the username of the account. Then use the service to key and key to login. I'll just search for the I don't know what, but we just need to get that login thing with SSH, I think, and that's it. We need to do that. So what we need to do is okay, so there is a thing on Google. Let's see what they are saying. Gemini is much powerful than I think. I don't think I have a way to this. If there is a hint, I'll just take this. No, there is no hint for this question, and we need to manually find this. I don't know what is this, but we need to use the file identity file. I think something related to this is used. SSH we use something like this. But we don't have the username John. I'll just try two usernames maybe. I'm not stopping the recording this time. I don't know what, but I have something oh, it is working, I think. At this IP, Control Shift C. Trust me, I think it should work. John's password is nothing. We don't have John's password. Randomly try. Oh, what is this? I don't know. But I have got something. User 41 user logged in. IPv. We have got a shell. smb.txt. smb is fun, not at all irritating. I'll submit this, and stopping the recording again. We'll do this tomorrow. I will sit again with this same topic, and I don't have enough time. I need to complete my college assignments. That's it. I'll merge the videos, but you will see a cut here maybe, as you have seen there in most of my videos. Hello, started the recording once again, and we were doing this network services room, and here we are on understanding telnet. What is telnet? Telnet is an application protocol which allows you, with the use of a telnet client, to connect and execute commands on a remote machine that's hosting a telnet server. The telnet client will establish a connection with the server. The client will then become a virtual terminal, allowing you to interact with the remote host. Basically same as SSH. Telnet also works. It will give you a remote terminal to work with. And replacement: telnet sends all message in clear text and has no specific security mechanism. Thus, in many applications and services, telnet has been replaced by SSH, where transmitted data is encrypted. So as you can see, telnet is already replaced with SSH. I was telling you that telnet is used like SSH only, but it is replaced by SSH apparently. How does telnet work? The user connects to the server by using the telnet protocol, which means either telnet into the command prompt. The user executes the command to the specific. So this is the command telnet IP, and then port is also needed. Is telnet a client server protocol? Yes, it is. What has slowly replaced telnet? I'll just turn off my desktop audio. What has slowly replaced telnet? SSH. How would you connect to telnet server with IP this and port this? Just telnet 10.10.13, and then port is 23. That's it. The lack of what means that all telnet communication is in plain text encryption. So enumerating telnet, let's get started. I'll just start the machine, as it will take some time to deploy. Yes, it is taking a minute. Let's get started. Enumeration: we have already seen how the enumeration can be exploited. Misconfiguration network service: how vulnerabilities that could be potentially trivial to exploit don't always jump out at us. For that reason, especially when it comes to enumerating network services, we need to be thorough in our method. Port scanning: let's start out the same way we usually do, a port scan, to find out as much as we can and about the server, application structure, and operating system of the machine. Scan the machine with Nmap. Output, let's see what's. So basically we will run a Nmap scan on this machine, and we'll answer these questions, and lastly we'll do like connect to telnet on this IP. I don't know what ports are open. We'll run an Nmap scan. I just copied this. Login into my Kali machine. Terminal is already opened. Nmap. So here we'll just paste that IP. Once again, I'll just copy that IP again and paste it here and enter. Host seems down, so I don't know if it takes time to make sure deploy the machine and give it some time to boot. Okay, so we'll give it some time to boot, and Okay, so I think machine has started. We can run this command now. Yes, no, not service detection performed. So, oh, there was a port scan but not shown. 100 closed port reset. I'll just run the mesh dash h. Okay, then we'll run a top port command, and then we'll just target specification. No host discovery. Yes, we will discover host if possible. And actually this scan is much better than all the other scans, I think. Just trying it to run again. 1000 ports are closed. Maybe we need to test more ports. And this time will be more verbal by adding the v command. It is scanning ports till then. Okay, there is a note you may need to scan non-standard ports too. That's why our scan was not running properly. I'll just run this Nmap scan. Can we increase the... Okay, so there is a port, I think. %5.92% done. O for OS detection. Service and version detection scan, and one service info. SV. I'll just run. %6.49% done. Only 6.49%. Or increased delay. It is taking longer time than I was thinking. So I'll just run this Nmap scan and start the video again. Started the recording again, and only one port was open. Scanned all 65535 ports, and it took 10 minutes, I think. I ran 2 to 5 commands and got one command that was running. So basically this is only port open, and we'll just answer the questions that were asked. Okay, so how many ports are open on target machine? Only one port is open. What port? 8067 or something, I think. I'll just see that. 8012. 12, and then we'll just enter. This port is unassigned but still lists the protocol it's using, TCP. Now rerun the Nmap scan without P. How many ports are shows open? 0 ports shows open. We have run this command already. Here we see that by assigning telnet to a non-standard port, it is not part of common port list or top 1000 ports that Nmap scans. It's important to try every angle when enumerating, as the information you gather here will inform your exploitation stage. Based on the title returned to us, what do you think this port could be used for? This port could be used for a shell, reverse shell, or what it is called. I'll just see that. A terminal or something like that. Terminal, yes, a terminal. No. What is the title returned to us? Service unknown. Slash TCP. What do we think this port could be used for? What do we think this port could be used for? And this time I think for a connection. I don't think it is connection, but a terminal, it is not terminal based on the title returned to us. It is a filter TCP port. It is unknown and I don't know what it is. The answer based on the title. Discovered open port 8012/TCP. A open port, maybe. Yes, it is like something like open port or something based on a title returned to us. What do we think this port could be used for? A reverse shell? No, not reverse shell. Remote. What was that? Host. Establish a connection to connect, execute command, a remote machine, a telnet server. I don't know. One IP scanned, I don't know, not shown. TCP ports reset 119 filtered TCP ports. A filtered TCP port filtered. No, it is not. Who could it belong to? Gathering possible username is an important step in enumeration. I'll just search the answer for this and then based on the title research returned on this, how do we know based on the title returned to us? What is the title returned to us? This is the title returned to us. TCP open and so I was trying random answers and got this. A backdoor is the answer. It was pretty confusing. Who could it belong to? Gathering possible username is an important step in enumeration. Who could it be belong to? Getting usernames will scan the specific port this time, and we know the port that we need to scan will just get the username or OS version of that. Nmap -h. Only show open. Input file IR, choose random target. I think something like U is used for username in Nmap. V to print version number. OS detection is O and SV is the thing. SV I'll just run we'll just define the port this time. G port define port number 8012 and SV then dash O run. So this port number is used for firewall evasion, not that which we were using. I think this command should run. If it is not running, then I'll just split the port number, nothing else. Scanning one service on this. I think it should work. This time. Till then, we'll just read what we are supposed to do next. Keep a note of the information find. for the next stage. Okay, so there is a note already stored in the room. It is taking so long for scanning a port. One undergoing service scan, about 0.0% done. Nothing is happening. We'll just run this, and this time I'll split this. Nothing else. It should scan in discovered open port. Nothing is different. I'll just complete this scan. So my machine expired, but I got the name of this, and I need to know the creator of this room, cause I'm recording it after a long time. My terminal is also cleared. I have saved this name in my diary and answered it after started the recording. Always keep a note information you find during the enumeration. We have a note for this types of telnet. Telnet being a protocol is in and of itself insecure, and reason we talked about earlier. It's lack of encryption, so send all communication over plain text, and most of the part has poor access control. There is a CVE for telnet. I'll just open this, and CVE short for common vulnerability exposure. We know that what is CV method breakdown. So from the enumeration stage, we know there is a poorly hidden telnet service running on machine. The service itself is marked backdoor. We have possible username skiddy. Oh, we can open this and see the username skiddy. That's a hack. 2. Connecting to telnet. You can connect to telnet server with the following syntax. Okay, we are going to need to keep this in mind as we try to exploit the machine. What's a reverse shell? A reverse shell, we know what's a reverse shell. I have uploaded a number of rooms. Okay, let's try to connect the telnet port. If you get stuck, look at the syntax, but my machine has expired, so I'll just start the machine, connect to the telnet port, and then we'll start the recording again. I am connected to this now. I will just great, it's an open telnet connection. What welcome message do we receive? We receive Skiddy's backdoor. Let's try executing some commands. Do we get a return on any input we enter into telnet session? No, because I have entered this input and nothing is returned in that. That's strange. Let's check to see. Oh no, my Linux screen was visible. That's strange. Let's check to see if what we are typing is being executed to the system. Start a TCP dump, sudo TCP dump ICMP. If you are using your own machine with OpenVPN connection, use this. Okay, so we'll use this. Okay, then this starts a TCP dump listener specified on for ICMP traffic. ping local THM IP to a telnet session. Okay, so we need to ping our ID once. Do we receive any pings? Or note, you need to preface this with .run. Just executed .run command. Now I will execute this, and my local THM IP is something different. It is I have Do we receive any pings? No, we are not receiving any pings here. No, let's just enter no. If it is incorrect, then we must receive a ping here. Now we'll wait for a ping. We are receiving nothing in here. Oh, we are supposed to ping it there, not here. We need to copy this IP and ping, and then we have to add IP here, then C, then 1. Now we'll just check this if we receive anything here. I'll do both the processes again. I'm not getting any desired. Okay, dot exit is a command. Dot exit. Then we'll just run this once, and we'll exit this also. We'll run this again, and we are supposed to, if you wanna use TCP dump, now use command through the telnet session to see if we are able to execute system commands. Do we receive any pings? Note, you need to preface this with .run. So .run and then ping. I must receive something here, but I am not receiving anything. Wait a second, I just need to check my IP config and then I'll start the recording again, because I think TN0 is already occupied. That's why maybe I have faced this mistake in previous rooms. I'll check this. So ran all the commands that I I'm supposed to run and it took a long time. I was tired a bit, but we got this, and now we will just run. Not run first, we will answer this as yes, and then great. This means we are able to execute system commands, and then we are able to reach our local machine. Now let's have some fun. Okay, complete. Now we are going to generate a reverse shell using MSF Venom. This will generate and encode a netcat reverse shell for us. Here's how to do it. Localhost some port, and we'll just copy this in our we need to exit that listener, correct? I don't know, but I think we need to exit the, or else we'll just open a listener here. Sudo netcat at what port? I think it was 4444. I don't remember what port was that. Yes, it was 444. Here it is. We are here with a netcat listener ready. Now we'll just copy this command till here, and I think we are supposed to run this command on our machine only. But I don't know if it will run from here or not. Local port. If it is correct, I'll just run this command and we are good to go. I think we should get something here or here if we are correct. If we are not correct, then it will not give an output anywhere. I'm just copying this command and maybe opening a new tab and running it here again. I don't know what to do, but I'm just trying things out. We'll just run this. No encoder. No platform was selected. Choosing MSF module. Unix from no arc selected. Selecting arc from CMD from payload. No encoder specified. Outputting raw payload. Payload size this, and you would not get a netcat listener here. So this is the payload, I think. Yes, it is the payload, and I don't know if we are using this or not, but we are going to generate a reverse shell payload. Okay, this was, I think, reverse shell payload. This will generate an encode netcat reverse shell for us. Here's our syntax. So this was the payload that we have. What does the generated payload connect? Sorry. Here it is. I think if we are correct, this is what generated payload first word is, and it is correct. Perfect, we are nearly there. Now all we need to do is start a netcat listener on our local machine. We have already started a netcat listener. What would the command look like for the net listening port we selected in our payload? LVNP 4444. Okay, great. Now that's running. We need to copy paste our MSFN payload into telnet session complete. We'll just copy that payload into our machine. This is what payload says. We'll just copy this from here to here and run this. We should get something here if it is running perfectly. Or maybe I'll just exit both these things and clear the no. We'll open this and then we'll just exit this and we'll open this again, and both these things will use this payload that we crafted. I should wait for like 2 to 3 minutes to get something positive. We need to use the run command in payload too, I think. I'm getting some negative results here, and we'll just close this. I'll use dot help for this and dot run, and then we'll add this payload here. We'll run this on machine. Okay, so there is some positive results in here. Connect to from unknown, and I think we have something here. We have flag.txt, that's it. Cat command does not work here. So I'll just somehow copy this from my machine to other. But why cat command is not working? Oh, sorry. I just wrote flat.txt, which was incorrect. You got the telnet flag. That's it for this telnet thing. It was quite easy, but so we'll start with exploring telnet is not over. Okay, so we'll start with understanding FTP. I will complete it as soon as possible. File transfer protocol. We know what is file transfer protocol. A typical file transfer session operates using two channel command, sometimes called the control or data channel. As their names imply, the command channel is used for transmitting commands. Easy active passive. Active FTP connection, the client opens ports, listens. Passive FTP connection, the server opens and port listens passively. Okay, this separation of command information and data into separate channels is way of being able to send the commands to the server without having to wait for the current data to transfer to finish. If both channels were interlinked, you could only enter the command between data transfer, which could not be efficient for either large file transfer or slow internet connection. More details, you can find more details on this. So we'll just what communication model FTP use. File transfer protocol. Communication method is different, I think. I just search for transmitting messages. It is not correct. I'll just search for communication model. Two channels, a data channel. File transfer protocol. Very efficient. Active passive. Communication model. Where can we find the communication model of FTP? We can find it somewhere in here. FTP in engineering task. Communication. What is the communication model of FTP? File transfer is not the communication model. FTP communication model. Client server, I don't know what it is. What's the standard FTP port? There is no FTP port. I think we need to read this for FTP information. And file transfer protocol introduction, and then There are many things written in here. What is the default port of file transfer protocol? I don't know. What? But it is not. This was the CVE program that was given there. And who define and regulate internet standards? 22, I think. It is not correct. 42, 44. It is 21. I searched for that file transfer protocol. 026535 port numbers, names, and it gives all the port number names as it is. And you can scroll up to 1000 for the useful ports, and below 1000 there are not so useful ports. So how many modes of FTP connections are there? There are two modes, active and passive. Enumerating FTP. Let's get started. We'll just terminate this machine and start a new one. We have started a new one. Before we begin, make sure to deploy the room enumeration. By now I don't think I need to explain it for the animation. Experience with Nmap, port scan if you get stuck, tool help. Okay, method, we are going to be exploiting anonymous FTP login. Okay, file transfer protocol login. We need to just run an Nmap scan. How many ports are open, variant of FTP, and I'll maybe get all the answers and then start the recording. Oh no, my screen was not visible. Sorry for that, but I just completed FTP. What is standard FTP? 21. What communication model FTP uses? Client server. How many modes of FTP connections are there? Two modes. Enumeration. We are on enumeration. We just started the machine and we need to run an nmap scan here. What ports are open, what variants. I'll get all the answers for this and I think I'll record that and we'll end this video there. Quick, I got all the answers, and so the first answer is how many ports are on target machine. So these three answers are answered by that nmap scan. So we'll just open this so you can see that there are three ports open, 22, 21 and 80. So we'll just write there 3, enter. What port FTP is running on? 21. What variant of FTP is running on? I'll just see that. What is the variant of FTP? FTP. Yes, it is here. FTP system. Not. It is not the variant. Variant is VSFTPD, I think. VSFTPD. Yes, it is correct. Great. Now we know what type of FTP server we are dealing with. We can check if to see we are able to log in anonymously. So I did this also and we have logged in here. As you can see, FTP, then anonymous, no password, then we got this public notice file. We just got this file in our machine, and if you can see it here, I don't know if you are able to see it. Yes, public notice is the file, .txt, and we have also seen what is in public notice. So we cat out public notice, and here is the name of the user that is potentially using that server. So we'll just write Mike on that. Mike. Great, now we have got the FTP. Let's go on exploitation, types of FTP exploitation. We have done FTP exploitation in our previous videos. And rocku.txt, we are supposed to run a rocku.txt command. Interesting. We just need to run Hydra, nothing else. Hydra, we did juice shop previously. So here we are supposed to add the IP of that machine. I'll just copy the IP and then we'll add it here. So not Dale, it is Mike. Okay, so rocky.txt, I need to get that from my machine. I'll just a second. I got this. Should take a minute or two. Okay, so we got the password of Mike. It is password only, so a little bit easy. Now we'll log in as Mike, I think. So I'll just open our FTP thing. Yes, we'll exit here and Mike at this. So password is password only, and then we have this ls. We have ftp.txt here. We'll just get ftp.txt. I got this, I think. Yes, I got this. And cat out ftp.txt. Here it is, the flag. We have got this. So I am good with FTP cause I have solved many rooms related to FTP in previous 2 to 3 videos, and I think solving rooms and gaining experience is must in this, cause you don't know where to run what command and you get stuck there for hours. So this is some further learning things that we can learn. I'll just load all of these resources in a previous tab. Okay, so well done, you did it. We'll just complete this room. That's it for networking services. This was a very informative and a very good room. We learned many things, FTP, telnet, and I think your highlights also, so there are highlight things also. What you did, cat smb.txt. Continue this approach after obtaining access to use cat to verify capture flags or sensitive information. The action successful. That is cat. Okay, so these are highlights of the rooms. It is correct that we should know another commands also, and we should revise commands that we used in this room. So this was it for this networking services, and we'll see you in the next video.